I've got to ask, is there any world in which we'll see you back as Prince Eric in like a Little Mermaid 2?
You'd have to ask the Disney overlords if that's on the agenda.
What?
How you doing,
Hi,
bud?
Daniel. I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Very, very good. How's your day been so far?
It's been good. It's been good. I'm just checking out behind you. What have you got up there?
So I've got a lot of Simpsons stuff. I'm a big Simpsons nerd.
Big Simpsons fan, are you? Yeah.
There is Pocahontas. That's my wife's favorite. But and a
Yeah.
candle with Meryl Streep's face on. Because why would you not want that?
In fact, I was just thinking that's what I'm missing. I need a candle with Meryl Streep on it.
There you go. That's yours, bud. That's coming with you.
Thank you very much.
You're now the proud recipient.
Thank you.
You've also got an equally stunning background, by the way.
I like to put all of the most important things in my life just right behind me, you know?
Why distract? Because you're the most important thing in my life. So I've still got it.
Keep it simple. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was smooth.
So you've done fantasy epics, you've done historical dramas. Now you've done this intimate relationship story. What itch did the threesome scratch for you that the other films that you've done didn't?
The tenderness of it, I think how heartfelt it was, how true to life it felt. I think it's a different type of rom-com, if you can even call it that, because I think some of the best rom-coms are pure escapism, and I think probably unlikely scenarios a lot of the time. And whilst this film there is an unlikely scenario, it somehow feels somehow feels to me like true to life, like the way these people deal with it in this really messy way and making all of these mistakes. It felt very real, and I really liked that. And I liked how contemporary it felt. I liked how intimate it felt, and I just thought all the characters were, yeah, really well drawn and well written. They just felt like real people that were messing things up and trying to learn from it, and it gave us a good and interesting place to go with them.
Well, as you said, it's such a specific film. It's so real. Was there ever a moment like where you were reading the script or like you were being pitched it that you thought this could either be brilliant or it could be a complete disaster? Like, at what point did you trust that this film would land?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. I was trusting from the start because it was Chad directing it, and I'd seen his previous film, Little Fish, and that is a very heartfelt, tender film that's dealt with really sensitively. And I felt truly like he was the person to deal with the subject matter like this, because even just the title itself is so kind of zingy and like poppy, and then the kind of hijinks nature of the story feels like it could be almost absurd, and I think he massively brings it back down to earth in a way that he did with Little Fish as well, although that is a different type of film. So yeah, I was very much behind him, and also the producers who I haven't really spoken that much about, but Tim and Trevor White, who produced the film, just have such a good track record of making really interesting, compelling, thoughtful films like Fair Play, like King Richard. They've got Eternity coming out. Like a broad range, but they're all films that are, yeah, they're sensitive, and I just think they have really good taste. So I thought the film was in good hands.
And of course, you work with a great cast, some of whom definitely haven't aired out all your dirty laundry, like Zoe, telling the world that you actually had a severe cat allergy during the threesome shoot.
Yeah, yeah, that was an awful day.
But of course,
That
this
was,
isn't even the first time this has happened to you. Didn't you also get hives from a dog licking your face on another shoot?
and I've just finished a film where I had to ride horses, which I'm also allergic to. So I'm sort of just being sort of followed around by things and living things that make me sneeze. And it's like not really what you want. But the tragedy is, I love cats and I love dogs and I love horses.
They just don't love you back.
They just hate me. And uh, they see me coming a mile off. I'm that guy that like the dog or the cat always sidles up to, and I'm convinced it's because they can tell. They just know. They know. They're just messing with me.
Zoe's clearly happy to embarrass you to wear your dirty laundry with that story. I think this is your chance to turn the tables now. What's something she did on set that was equally embarrassing for her?
Too many, too many. What can I say? She gets like she's a very enthusiastic person and a very energetic person. And when she gets something in her head, particularly if she's feeling a bit sort of hyper, she really carries through whatever idea she's had. She commits to the bit, you know. So one day she had been trialing out, I don't know if it's even like if we have them in the same way over here, but in America, they like every chocolate bar that you can think of, they have in liquid form. They have like a Mars bar drink, they have a Twix drink, they have a Milky Way drink, they have all the, and she was like, we should do a blind tasting. So she went to a shop and bought like 10 different versions of these drinks and filmed herself uh tasting each one of these things to the point where she was it, like ingested so much sugar, she was even more hyper and bouncing off the walls. And she took videos of it, and they're really frightening to watch. You know, you sort of worry about the mental health of this person. Um, so that would be one thing. I mean, there are many, many others, but I would have to think.
So was that the backstory behind this photo that I saw you upload?
That's actually not. Wait, can I see that picture again? Because isn't it that? Yeah, it's such a sad photo that because what not only basically the we were filming in the dead of winter and I had some Diet Cokes in my fridge overnight and the trailer's electricity are switched off overnight. But it was so cold that and the trailers got so cold that the Diet Cokes froze and splattered everywhere. But what's even sadder about that picture is that it's an insight into what lives in my fridge in my trailer. It's Diet Cokes, it's like cheese strings, basically. It's lemon and ginger shots, and it's leftover sauce from Chick-fil-A. And if that isn't a healthy, substantial diet, I mean, I don't know what is. But it's quite revealing, and I didn't really think of it that way. And since then, people have been like, "Is that your fridge?" And I've had to tell them that it wasn't, but I've come clean. It was
It's
mine.
so funny. Whenever I talk to actors, I'm always like, "You must have the most glam life ever." Thank you for being the first to not. Thank you.
No, man. It's I'm keeping it real with the cheese strings.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm going to trust your advice on this next one, but you once said that one of your most memorable dates you've ever been on was at Borrow Bistro near London Bridge. So I'm going to borrow some of your aura now. If I'm going to take my wife out and like pass it off as my own genius idea,
Yeah.
where would be the perfect London date night? Where would your ideal date night be?
Give me some inspiration. Where do you live in London?
Well, we're actually Essex. So,
Okay. But you'd come into town?
oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, easiest for us, let's say easiest for us is Liverpool Street. Bang, we've just got there, easy. The world's our oyster.
Liverpool Street. No, you could be classy. You could take her around like the market and there are all these nice restaurants around there. Can I tell you what you shouldn't do?
Go on.
Because that's what's coming to mind is that I once went on a sort of a date, but it was actually like the concept of it was an interview, and the concept of the interview was take me on somewhere like that would be fun for a first date kind of vibe. And I was living in Camden at the time, and there was this massive arcade. And I thought, I've never been there. That would be quite fun. So you'd think that's not a bad date spot, right? Like you could take your wife to do that. That'd be
Fun.
okay.
Yeah.
And then we got there, and it was just me and this other guy, Doug, and we were the only people in there, I'd say, between the ages of 15 and 50. And we looked like complete creeps. And all the arcade games were like somehow just smaller. And there was a roller coaster inside, but it was this, you can imagine how small it was. And it was just us on this roller coaster and a bunch of kids and their parents kind of like waving to them from the side, and then me and another grown man. So avoid that. Stay in Liverpool Street and go to like, what's that nice restaurant that's next to Brat? Have you ever been there?
No.
That's quite a nice restaurant. Go take her out for some food. Avoid the arcades.
You've kind of sold me on the miniature roller coaster. I'm not going to lie.
Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself.
If I get divorced, this is the main reason why.
Exactly. Yeah.
You actually wrote and performed your own original song in this. How does it feel? What was it like bearing yourself, not just as an actor, but as a musician in this? And why did that song feel right for this story?
It came about quite organically. It wasn't in the script, and it was also very last minute. I had been listening to some of the music that had already been composed for the film by Keegan, who's a really talented composer, and I've always been very interested in that process and have loved that process. And so, anytime music is being written in real time as demos for the film that I'm working on, I was asked to listen to it because I find it fascinating. And I was listening, and I don't know if I was just thinking just now because someone asked me about it, and I can't remember the exactly what happened, but basically I wrote something. I don't know, just maybe as a exercise in and of itself. I wrote something that was in keeping with the music, so in the same key and rhythmically, and in the same time signature and that kind of thing. And I'd sort of written a song similar to it lyrically before and started just thinking about how a song like that might fit in this film. And I just told Chad, our director, about it with no expectations, and he was just interested. So he told me just to record it in one take at the end of the filming day, in the location where we were filming in anyway. Me thinking it would have never shown up in the film, but he sort of, in the way, because the character's a sound engineer and he's a producer, and that moment in the film needed a piece of music anyway because there's a sort of montage element to it, and he just thought, uh why don't we use that song? So it was quite like ramshackle and rushed, but in the end, the sound guy Mike on set did a great job. We didn't like re-record it or mix it properly or anything. It was just the pretty raw recording of what happened on the day. So yeah, it was kind of just a fun, surprising little experience. Yeah.
Well, of course, this isn't your first film that's featured music. I want you to be honest with me. Do you ever feel a little bit guilty that you've gone from hunk Prince Eric to, suddenly having cheeky on-screen threesomes?
Cheeky on-screen threesomes. Do I ever feel guilty? I don't feel guilty. But it's all part of the rich tapestry of an actor's life that they are able to exist in different mediums and types of projects. But yeah, you're right. There's it's sort of, yeah, different ends of the spectrum.
I've got to ask, is there any world in which we'll see you back as Prince Eric in like a Little Mermaid 2?
I don't know about that. I would be more than happy to do it because it would give me a chance to work with Halle again and to work with Rob Marshall again. But you'd have to ask the Disney overlords if that's on the agenda. I haven't got the call yet. But if they do, they know where to find me.
Well, you said you wanted to work with Halle again, so I'm going to give you the chance to have a sort of very totally professional threesome with two actors that you'd love to work with. So this is no funny business.
Okay.
I just had to somehow claw it back to the threesome.
It was a good segue.
Yeah, you could see me sweating there, couldn't you?
No, you did it. You hit the landing. It was good. Yeah.
You never see Graham Norton doing this sort of thing. So anyway, tell me about a threesome you'd love to have.
Yeah.
Who would be your dream two actors that you would want to work with one day?
Yeah, that I haven't worked with before. Who do I like a lot? Too many to choose from. Oh my God. It's gonna sound like an almighty cop out, but I rewatched just now There Will Be Blood. And so I'm gonna put Daniel Day-Lewis in the category because not only is he an extraordinary actor, it's very well documented that he has a particular kind of process, and I would be fascinated to see that up close. And then my other one would be, God, there are so many. I'm gonna choose someone that I worked with before, and I'm probably thinking of her because she worked with Daniel Day-Lewis. But it's someone that I loved working with so much and learnt so much from that I would like the opportunity to do that again, and it would be Leslie Manville.
Great shout.
Who, of course, they did The Phantom Thread together. And watching those two titans go at it in an acting sense would be I think, very exciting to watch. So yeah, I'll go with them.
Just want to let you know the Meryl Streep candle is very upset you didn't pick her.
Meryl was on the tip of my tongue, but I thought you'd be like, you're just saying that because of the candle. So but yes, she would be great to work
Third,
with.
yeah.
She would be she could be part of the foursome.
You're getting greedy now. You're getting greedy.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Well, Bud, thank you so much for chatting to me. Next time you're in London, please can I take you to a child's arcade?
Just don't do it to yourself. Just don't. Just please, please. But maybe, or maybe the restaurant that I mentioned. I'd rather maybe we can go there.
The arcade sounds cheaper. We'll go with that one.
Let's go arcade. Let's go arcade.
Bud, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Nice one, man.
You're a
Nice to
star.
meet you.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
See ya. Bye.